Jelle Gaines has the gold. World champion is Jelle Gaines.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another episode of the All In Triathlon podcast. As normal, we are coming from AIT HQ. Jelle is again sat beside me. He is texting Jack Kelly as we speak. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Had some easier days, and from tomorrow onwards, we're back into a big block of training. So I'm
Back
taking the
into your
most of it.
Ironman, your
Half Ironman preparation. Yes.
yeah, that's it. That's all you got for us. And
Yeah. What else? How have you been?
yeah, I've been all right. No crit for me last night. I was too embarrassed to show my face after last week's episode of
You saying you're an Olympian?
yeah. Although we had some good feedback from people saying, no, that kid deserved that. He deserved it. You should have said that. So thanks to those supporters of me.
Those two people.
But yeah, no crit. I've actually had a busy week. I've had my birthday, so I've turned 36 this year.
You wouldn't say?
You wouldn't say? You wouldn't what? You wouldn't see it.
That you're no, you wouldn't say you turned 36. You'd say 26. Looking at you.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was positive. It was positive.
Thank you. I mean, at the moment, yeah, I mean, once I shave the beard, I'll lose a few years as well.
Especially also with that precision fuel and hydration hat really makes you look younger.
Quite useful, doesn't it? It does suit me a little bit. But yeah, no, had my birthday on Monday, which coincides with Australia Day here. And I did a race, the Burleigh Swimrun, which was absolutely awful.
You still haven't told me where you finished.
Well, you haven't asked.
I've asked.
No, you said, did you win? I said no. Well,
if you don't win, I don't care.
I think I was fifth.
So you got beaten by Brendan,
which is
Copeland,
Brendan Copeland, the king of Burleigh Swimrun.
And then Oscar
Wooten,
second.
Yeah,
then
we could have pumped Oscar up a little bit. I mean, it's also
good-looking boy,
and he pumping me up a little bit because it makes me feel a bit better. He was top 10 at Junior Worlds last year, so a solid athlete.
But yeah, Junior World.
And
your age.
Hunter Anderson, so a guy that I'm working with now as part of the Aspire Academy or the Aspire squad here, he beat me. So one of the athletes that I'm working with actually beat me. He didn't rub it in too much, which is good. And then I actually don't know the other one. Oh, no, I was sixth. So our arch nemesis from the run, swim, Travis beat me.
No way, he beat you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good job, Travis.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
He listens.
Yeah. I've concluded 3 things, which mostly just...
less zinc?
No.
Oh. Because we maybe have to show this photo. Aaron had zinc all over his body.
True, yeah. Well, yeah, no, that can never be too sun safe here in Australia.
True.
Skin cancer rates is super high. So, no, yeah, I came 6. It must have been 6 because there was a young clubby surf guy that beat me. Travis beat me. And I concluded that 1, I can't run on sand, soft sand. 2, well, there's only 2. I'm just really fucking unfit. It was a really actual realization that my run fitness is really bad at the moment. So it was kind of like a good kick up the arse to go, right, you need to get back into shape because...
Join Jelle for some sessions.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe, but I've seen some of the sessions Ben gave you for next week. I don't know whether you can even do them currently, so it's no chance I can.
Need to have a call with Ben. Talk about the sessions he planned.
28, well, yeah, if we can talk about 28 400s in under 250 pace. So under 68 pace per 400.
Yeah, and like with not much rest at all.
40 seconds rest.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Well, next week we'll know if it was a DNF or DNS or it was a...
That doesn't really seem like good Ironman training.
Well, maybe I'm not training for it.
Yeah, well...
Back to short course, baby.
Maybe I could do... What did Jack Kelly and Cam Worth did a 400 session we did, didn't they? And they did every second.
Well, yeah, they didn't do 400s though. They did 400s. I had 2K reps.
Oh, you did 2K reps? Okay. Well, Jack's a lot fitter now, I think, than he was
Yeah,
back then.
actually, that's what he was texting to me about, like a run he did. He said to me he was gonna do 30 minutes at marathon pace, and then it ended up being 30 minutes at 3:19 pace,
Hmm?
which he
That's a
said was
good.
threshold. But
That's
he
a
wore the carbons on the treadmill.
on does treadmill count? No, you
Treadmill counts. I like treadmill. I'm becoming a Jakob Ingebrigtsen does a lot of his threshold on treadmill.
true. No, that's
He's
true.
the goat.
But yeah.
Aaron thinks Josh Kerr is the goat, so that was a bit of an inside joke.
Well, I don't think Josh Kerr is the GOAT. I just like to wind you and, well, mainly Martin up, because he is an absolute Jakob fan. And I'm also a Jakob fan, but I can't remember why. Well, I just was saying, I don't know if you can be the GOAT of the 1500, but not won the last.
No, he's the goat of athletics.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he is a good athlete. I'm not even going to.
But actually, coming back to your swim run, and you getting beaten by Hunter, I biked part of it with Hunter the day before, and we were bloody motoring up Tomowin.
No, but he said you're about to blame it on him, aren't you?
Well, it's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Who said?
Because I told Ben it was not my fault.
He said, I mean, this is okay. Yeah, he said, "Oh my God, Jelle was like, I was going like 370 watts just to keep up with him up this hill, and I was like absolutely sweating my ass off, and I looked across at Jelle, and he's just spinning away, not even trying that hard. So he's definitely blaming you.
No, but how it started? So,
But Tomlin is like a 5K climb.
no, it was the other side. So it's a longer climb. But it's quite irregular. So it's steep bits and goes a bit. It's from the side from Queensland.
Okay, right, yeah.
Up, so it's like a bit of a
not consistent.
Yeah,
gradient.
not consistent gradient climb. And so I was meeting Toby, who is a friend here, to go for bike ride, and turned out it was a big group in the end. And I can't ride with a big group anymore. Like, you're just not pedaling at all in the back, and I'm really not used to it anymore. So then it was Hunter's dad and someone else that really, like, it starts really steep, and they were really pushing hard at the start. And then it came that I came to the front. But what they would do is, like, when every time it went a little bit less steep, they would stop pedaling. And I just kept like 200 watts, pedaling. And then I was at the front, and then another guy came next to me, and he then told me, "Oh yeah, I need to do like an 8-minute interval block. Can I do it? Will there be another climb?" I was like, "Well, I'm not sure if this is still 8 minutes, but you can go for it." And then he got dropped.
During his effort.
Yeah. No, well, just got dropped. I don't think he did his effort in the end. So then another guy came past me, like a young kid, and like half feeling me a bit. So I was like, I have to keep it up.
So basically what you're saying is you stayed on the front and everyone tried to ride next to you, and they just kept getting dropped, and new people you just had to keep cycling through new people.
I guess so, but I feel like I never really was the one pushing the pace, I was always getting a bit half-wheeled, and in the end it's also a bit like, well, okay, then we committed to it now, we committed to like going 300 something up the climb. So yeah, I kept the pace, and then over the top it gets a bit flatter, and the kid being next to me, like a young bloody kid, like quite goodly, he like just kept on riding 350 watts even when it was like flat at the top a bit, and I was like, I'm done with this. So I dropped him, and Hunter like sprinted past me to go back to this guy. And then also got dropped on the sand because it was like a bit wet and stuff, and I was like, I don't want to like risk anything, but these kids, they don't have fears. But so he wasn't fresh for that swim run, is just what I'm saying.
So yeah, I don't have any excuses, I don't think. But actually, no, I saw you
did
out there. I
go
was doing a
biking on
session.
Sunday. Well,
but,
session.
Well, as I found out this morning when I did some testing, where I get to, I was well below my LT1. So yeah, maybe it was a session. Yeah.
Well, according to what ChatGPT said, your LT1.
Well, we'll let the people decide that. Okay. I think I'll show you. I'm an open book. I will share my lactate. You're going to get it up for us now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I sent it to you. But oh no, what I find because working with some of the younger kids now, when they get to a hill, they just sprint up it.
Yeah.
Like there's no like, okay, when you're riding with a group and you're on the flats and you're on the front, you have to keep the power down. Otherwise, like you said, no one's riding anything in the back, which is like normally if you're at my weight, I'm like mid 200s to high 200s to hopefully mean that those behind are riding at a decent, like still being able to push something. But as soon as you go to a hill, you only have to keep that same sort of intensity, or you could even drop it really if you're just on an aerobic ride, because everyone in the group is then pushing the same as you on the front. But yeah, riding with some of the kids now even on the warm-ups, they just like get to a hill and then it's like 500 watts. I'm like, oh my God, guys. So I can understand how that can happen, and then egos get in the way, and then you don't want to be beaten by 16-year-old kids. So
Well, it's not so much being beaten by 16-year-old kids. It's I just figured out that 3 people is the max for me in a bike group.
yeah.
I think because this is the thing, like you can do it if you say it like you do. You go like quite hard, like maybe like mid 200s in the front, so you still have to push a bit in the back, but you keep it constant. Where here it was like literally in the wheel, I was like freewheeling. On the flat, like 100, 120 watts, and then on the climb, it's like 350.
Yeah.
Which, I don't think that's the way to do it. But
No,
anyway,
on the so on that when I saw you out riding, so Sunday morning, we came from a different way, but I rolled with the group, and because I meet them, like they already meet and then they ride past my house, so you just jump onto the back.
yeah.
So I basically spent the whole hour on the back on the way out, and it was about, I think we got there at 120 watts. So the first hour was like quite low, but
it's part of being in a group, I guess, like training in group.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you could. What we used to do with Joel is like split up the groups in 2, so you would like 4, max 5 per group.
Yeah.
Which I like that, because I sometimes, and with Joel I don't know if you guys do this. With Joel we would do 15-minute turns. Remember,
we did turns. I can't remember how long. I
Yeah.
think they're less structured. I try and get a structure in, and like a roll, not a double roll. They like to double roll here, but a roll where you're constantly rolling around the group. So then you have a different partner each time
to talk to.
Otherwise, if you get stuck next to someone that doesn't talk that much, it can be a long, quiet ride. But it also depends where you are, because like in Leeds, the rolling resistance is quite high.
Shitty roads.
Shitty roads, dead roads.
So here,
hilly, like very. I think you roll quite well here.
But the roads are shitty at times, no?
Yeah, it depends where you're going, I guess. But obviously, around the flats around here, even Currumbin Valley, I think the rolling resistance is like relatively. But yeah, if you're in somewhere like Leeds where the roads are really dead and there's just a lot of punchy climbs all the time, if you're in a big group, it doesn't matter so much. All right, just a quick moment to give a shout out for our sponsor for the year, Precision Fuel and Hydration. Jelle, you're in a very fortunate position of working with the brands that you want to work with. And Precision Fuel and Hydration has been with you for both world titles. What is it that you love about the brand so much, and why do you choose to work with them?
Yeah, I think for me, the range of products, like I really love their sports drink, but I'm also a big fan of the chews. And then for me also, it helps a lot that they have neutral flavors in both their gels and sports drinks, which I use during my races. It's easy to digest, but also easy to drink a lot or use a lot of the products during the race. And then for me, a key thing why I decided to join Precision Fuel and Hydration is the science-backed approach and the help I have from their scientists to dial in my race nutrition plan for every specific race.
Right, if you want to feel like a world champ like Jelle, make sure you go to Precision Fuel and Hydration and use the code All In Triathlon for 15% off at the checkout. Fuel smart, race hard, and go all in. You've got some stats here for some people. So the test was as a normal, lactate profile test, or fairly normal. It's fairly standard. Starting at 150 watts, increasing by 30 every 4 minutes, and continuous until it was a sub-max. So we just wanted to get lactate thresholds. So fire away. I guess the first 5 are redundant. So
they're all they're all the
sub LT1.
Yeah, but there isn't like LT1 where like your what's it called? Rest lactate starts to increase, no? Like
Yeah.
so you started with 2.2 and then 1.8, 1.5, 1.7, 1.7, 1.92. So I feel like they're all like
that's about my lower end of. I mean, sorry, that's getting up to my top end of.
Yeah, you really see. So at 300 watts, you still have 2 millimole. And then 330, you go to 2.6. I feel like in there is like the little like rise in
between
lactate.
300 to 330, you would say. So we'll call it 315.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess.
What was 330?
2.6.
Yeah, maybe more like 310.
Yeah, I guess so. And then 360 at 4.4, and then 390 7.5.
So obviously over at 390 and also over at 360. So then LT2 is between 330 and 360.
Yeah, and it follows a like, what is it? Parabolic curve, so it will be closer to 360 probably than to.
You think?
Well, you can put it nicely in a graph and look at it, no? Put like a parabolic function through it and you'll see it.
Yeah, but anyway, it's not as bad as I was thinking, and also you were it's not as bad as you were hoping because
not hoping, thinking, looking at your crit performance.
You were hoping because of the so Sam that I now, the athlete that I'm guiding, but I'm helping him with some bike stuff and coaching with that. I guess we got him to do a 20-minute test, and so. He had a really good test, and it's shown some really good improvements, which you were hoping he was better than me, just so you could rub it in, I think.
But he is quite a bit lighter than you, isn't he?
Yeah.
Watts per kilogram, he probably is higher than you.
I don't know, but also it doesn't matter.
You can't use your
race weight.
No, you have to use your weight at the moment.
I don't know what it is.
And
the
young guys of
you thought I was 80 kilos.
No, Martin thought you're 80 plus.
And you said yeah, well,
we have a photo here for the people watching on YouTube of the swim run. You see a lot of zinc on Aaron's face and definitely some bacon. But we don't shame on this podcast. Like, I actually in the group said, like, you don't look much different at all than when you were racing. Like, I don't think you gained much weight since being retired. I feel like you still look quite lean. But no, I was quite impressed with your bike test, to be honest, because we did in the WhatsApp group with Martin, we had a bit of a bet going on. Well, like I just asked, like, what do you guys think? And I said 325.
Yeah.
Martin said 345 and you said 330.
Did I say 330? I can't remember what I said.
I think you said 330.
Because I said it I was actually in the first couple of stages of the test.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Martin was closest, huh? In the end.
But man, he always has good belief in me, I think.
Well, he's right, though.
Yeah.
He's right. Yeah, you had 330.
330.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, the power might be down slightly on, say, race shape, and the weight might be up slightly from race shape, which is not a good combination, but which is why I might be suffering in some of the crits, especially the ones with hills. But I'm closer than I thought.
Well, but I would say also like crit, it's like
punchy.
Yeah, so you punchy, like, yeah, indeed, like lots of acceleration, then it like stops again, like, you know, like it falls dead a bit and then accelerate again, which is like you need like a high VLA max for that type of efforts.
Yeah,
no? Like
and but also like, so what the testing showed, my LT1 I actually think is really good. 310. If you're over 300 for LT1, that's pretty solid, I think. But the difference between my LT1 and LT2 is really low, or really small. And so it just means that I am in crits where you're going up the hill at 450 watts. I mean, it's okay, partly your VLA max, but I'm constantly going over threshold a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And so, at least I've got good areas to work on.
No, and I feel like your bike level is still quite solid, probably. Like it's maybe more your run that is
My run is
at the
really,
moment lacking
suffering.
lacking a bit.
Yeah.
Which it probably goes the
Well, it's my weaker
quickest.
one. Well,
Well,
for
it is
me,
your
for
weaker
sure.
one,
So
yeah.
mostly for people, probably your swim goes quicker than your other two because that's the weaker one of your three. Now, well, yeah, I guess so. But you're front pack swimming nowadays, so
Well, yeah. In Qatar, my swim was probably the best of my 3 disciplines for sure. But yeah, you have a swim test this afternoon and then run test Saturday morning.
yeah. And we're going to actually get. I was going to maybe do it with you today, but I will get. We're going to compare swim tests.
I didn't do a swim.
I know, but I'm going to get one done for you.
I need to do it.
You need to do it. I'm
Okay.
going to do it later on today. Do you? I think I might have you, but I think it's going to be fairly close
I think you still got me by a few seconds for sure.
per 100.
Yeah.
So the swim test we're doing is, I think it's 7.2s, and you go from basically a 2 out of 10 to a 9 out of 10, I think, and just take your lactate and then correlate the lactate to the time you swim.
Yeah.
Which will then hopefully give you your threshold numbers.
More or less, yeah. Yeah.
What do you think? I'm thinking I'm going to be. This is a long course pull in meters. 111 per 100.
Ah, you reckon?
111
So
to 112
222.
will be around about the point where we see it just starting to reach or
Increase.
go above altitude.
Well, last week on my threshold swim, which I tried to really, because you're quite quickly over it in the swim. I feel like it goes quick. Like it doesn't feel super hard yet, and you're like quite high on lactate yet. And I swam like 226, 227, I think. So I would say between
you weren't
113
measuring.
and 114. I wasn't measuring, but just on feels of that,
Yeah.
like.
So I haven't done a lot of lactate in
Me
the pool,
neither.
but Martin, who has, said you'll be surprised.
How quick?
Your feelings don't always match up to your lactate. But I don't know, maybe in the pool you can just, because it's non-weight bearing, I don't know, maybe physiology says not, but maybe you can just operate at a slightly higher lactate level.
Yeah, potentially.
Is there some science behind that maybe, or?
I have no idea.
I don't know. If
You're the coach, Aaron.
Anyone out there with a science background? Because I do think that. I
have a science background, but computer engineering.
Science. Yeah, but the extent of your computer engineering is turning on and off. Turn on,
Works all the time. Works all the time. Resets it.
hold it for 30 seconds, turn it back on. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, I can operate at a level above threshold, or what feeling is threshold, for longer in the pool, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense, I guess.
Whether there's some scientific reason, whether that's just placebo, whatever it is, whether it's because it's my stronger leg that I am a bit more comfortable, I don't know.
You think in let's go all disciplines, in an Olympic distance, a 70.3 and Ironman, do you think you swim at above threshold, under threshold, or it just fluctuates? Like,
I think it fluctuates, but I think most of all of those three distances. Did you say Ironman? Or did you say?
Yeah, I said Olympic 70.3
Not Ironman. So I think in the sprint, Olympic, and 70.3 or T100 distance, you are operating at above threshold.
Above?
Yeah, or at.
Hmm.
Because I think everyone just peaks.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of how good of a swimmer you are, almost everyone is doing the first 100 flat out. You go and do a 100 dive now in the pool, you're going to spike your lactate. And so maybe the really good swimmers that can settle in, it might then drop to a bit below threshold. But if I had to guess, and if you could, we're probably not far off having continuous lactate monitors. But if we could test people as soon as they got out of a swim, I think the majority are going to be at or above above LT2.
In Olympic and 70.3.
Yeah. Certainly in sprint as well.
Well, of course, yeah.
And you?
Olympic for sure. I feel like middle distance, like it really settles the swim.
Yeah.
Like once that group is formed and you're like in the pack, it like really settles and it doesn't feel that hard. But then, like we said, like in the swim, like it doesn't feel that hard and you're probably still over threshold. So I feel like there I'm more like about threshold, where in Olympic distance, like, or definitely sprint, like it's almost all out for me.
But even, and it's partly how you run through transition. But don't you notice though, when you get on the bike and you look at your heart rate, it's like your highest heart rate in that ride, I almost guarantee always will be that first 2 minutes on the bike. And
I've
then
never worn a heart rate monitor.
oh, do you not?
No.
I always see a peak heart rate. Other than some of the times when I have got dropped, and I've done it by going to the well and going really high before getting dropped.
But yeah, now it might be when Sam Laidlow is attacking and it's at 20 meters at Ironman Kona.
Yeah. Wow.
For you, huh?
Yeah, for me.
Just a little segment into Ironman finally announcing from 12 to 20 meters.
And this is you're obviously announcing your retirement now because
yeah, I'm not gonna win anything anymore now. As a weak biker, and I needed to be able to draft off everyone and then go for a fast run. Like, yeah, my days in triathlon are numbered.
Handing back your world titles and all of that sort of stuff.
Well, if we have to retroactively think about going, if like Marbella and Tabo was from 12 meters to 20 meters, yeah, I think we can hand them out to either Detlef, Sam Long, or Lionel Sanders.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's how you feel. No.
No. In the end, like, because we posted the reel, we were debating about the importance, or like 12 to 20 meters, and like mainly just saying that like about the bikers already have a lot in their favor. Like, it is the longest discipline. It's the only discipline where there is a drafting rule. But in that same podcast, and for people who didn't listen to the podcast but just saw the reel, we also said like it should be 20 meters.
Yeah,
because it is more fair.
It's what we both voted. I mean, I'm pro, but like they still are.
Yeah. I voted. I was kind of pressured into voting though. Kyle and Talbot messaged me.
Did they?
A few times to put my vote in. Yeah, for me it was more that like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think when you have to give your name, tell where you come out of the water, that it's really fair voting that way. But anyway, I voted, and I just voted on what I thought should have happened, which is 20 meters. And I also, like, all jokes aside before, like, I back my bike. And I think in the end, like, it doesn't matter for me if it's 12 or 20 meters. Like, surely the race dynamics will be a little bit different and gaps might be a bit quicker. But I think that also means that, and you can see it a bit if you're going and compare the T100 run times compared to Ironman 70.3 run times, you see that in a 70.3, a lot of people, especially like the ones where maybe the less high, where it's really a red pack race, and you just have, like, what's this race in Italy last year? Only Rico Bogen had a gap, and then it was like a big group that probably all back 260 watts and then ran a 107 or 108. Like,
yeah.
I feel like those type of people now are gonna really struggle and run a 112 because they have to overbike. But yeah, I think for me, as a strong bike run combo, I think I have, and I think I can run quite well after a hard bike. I think it will be in my advantage.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I do think, like, maybe if I had to bike at 20 meters in Marbella, I had to push a little bit harder on the bike, and I might have not run a 1.730, but I might have be able to run a 1.8, you know. But I feel like a lot of other people would have a bigger
ran slower as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good take, and on that reel, I mean, we made it, or Falco made it, knowing that it would kind of get people talking. It's partly, it's marketing 101, isn't it? Any news is good news, I guess, or however you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, you touched, so there's not really much more to add from my perspective, and I'm not a professional athlete anymore, so it obviously doesn't affect me anymore. But yeah, we both agree that it's probably the right thing to do. we saw the effects of 12 meters quite dramatically in a race like Geelong. I know it's not a world level race, but that was my first 12-meter race in a couple of years, and I was like, and especially with Race Ranger, it was my first race with 12 meters at Race Ranger. I was like, yeah, wow, this makes a huge difference. And I still just find it funny, and you touched on it there. Yeah, the bikers have so much in their favor already. In an Ironman, you've got 4 hours of the 8-hour time allotted with a draft zone already, even if it is 12 meters. If you're not good enough to make the damage in that time, then you just probably need to get better. But yeah, I just think that they've made the right call. What do I think might happen off the back of it? Maybe it probably will make the races a bit more exciting, and hopefully it might make the swim now mean a little bit more, because people like and I talk. Yeah, Martin. I mean, obviously in the women already, Lucy and Taylor Nibb have their tactic anyway, regardless of whether it was 12 or 20, they're going to do the same now. But people in the men's race like Martin, like Laidlow for sure, maybe they go, right, let's... Rico. Yeah, if he's been a bit hit and miss last year with his swim, but if he gets his swim back to where he normally can, those guys might go, because, I mean, we spoke about it on the last pod or the pod before. At the moment, the way the swim was, it just, there was no incentive to swim hard, like properly hard. So maybe now there is incentive for a Laidlow, a Martin, a Rico, a Jonas Schomburg, a Jamie Riddle to go, right. I mean, they already did anyway, didn't they, in Nice, but it didn't work for them. But now there is that extra incentive to go, right, if we really do this and it's now 20 meters, it's going to be hard for the Caspers. Well, Casper was also at the front in Nice, wasn't he? So,
but
he's a bit hit and
calf
miss.
Guards on though.
Yeah, he's a bit hit and miss though as well. Like, I wouldn't say he's a guaranteed front pack swimmer. Same with Christian, and Gustav isn't. I'm just mentioning the 3 Norwegians, but
they came 1, 2, 3. So
so I think it maybe changes the dynamics. Well, certainly might change the dynamics for a more exciting race.
Well, and then it might also end up that you have some of these Uber bikers that have a bigger gap than they would normally have coming off the run.
Off
the bike, sorry, and then that might make for an exciting run as well. A bit like Kona 2024, 3, 2. The one where Gustav won, and they caught Laidlow very late into the run. So it might make for more of those races where it's like, you have like the run between Christian and Gustav at that point, and you have the run with, are they going to catch Laidlow? Like, it's like a 2-in-1 run race then, run battle, which is also exciting.
On the men's side, who do you think is the biggest gainer from this rule?
Me. Laidlow?
Yeah. I think a Laidlow,
Ditlev?
and a Ditlev.
Yeah.
I
guess.
Because people have improved their bike over the last couple of years, that at 12 meters, they were good enough to stay with them. 20 meters, I guess, yet to be seen, but I think it probably puts it into their favor for them to make it at least worthwhile to ride at what they did, or what did Laidlow ride? 3:55 in Kona?
I don't know.
And then obviously paid for it, but that's an insanely impressive ride. And if he didn't have people riding in a group at 12 meters behind, the outcome might have been different. So,
well, there it's different though, because he got away from the start. So he never had people. But you know what?
No, I just more mean like he didn't have people on his wheel, but like the gaps that people behind may have stayed closer because they're in packs.
Yeah, but the thing is, he walked. He walked, and that's the thing that I'm now like, is gonna be curious to see if these like Uber bikers, if they have a gap, how far they're pushing it. They might also just push because they have a gap and they just want to extend the gap, and they just overbike and
maybe
end up walking.
Maybe. I mean, and that might also add to the excitement of how how the races unfold. Like, obviously the women's race last year was in a way where you probably don't want to see. It was quite exciting with 2 of the leaders collapsing within the last half and last few K of the race, and the whole race basically shifting on its head. But also, I wonder if, and I don't know if this is true because, yeah, I mean, if you're dead, you're dead in an Ironman. But I do wonder whether if you get off the bike or if you get a point during the bike where you see how much of a gap you got. So if we're taking Laidlow's example, do you run a little bit different? So maybe let's say he had an extra little bit of time.
He already had an 8-minute gap, didn't he?
Yeah, but like, what if that? And this is only hypothetical, and I'm not saying this is my thought. I'm just trying to maybe put a different lens to what you're saying. Let's just say he has 12 minutes. Now that might not be the case. Is that too far fetched? 10, 12,
I have no idea.
11?
Well, it depends on who as well, I guess.
I know, but
It will be a more split up.
I'm just trying to say, like, maybe he starts the run and goes, right, I've got 12 minutes to play with. Instead of trying to run at
Well,
4-minute pace, maybe I can run at 4:20, and that's still.
but he won't go out at 4:20 though.
Well,
But the thing is, like that day, I think with how he biked, seeing from the early he had to walk pretty quickly.
did he? I can't remember the dynamics of the way it ran.
Well, Patrick called him like
Quite
early on. I think like he just overbiked there, or like
yeah. You're probably
at
right.
least for that day. Maybe he could have done it another day, but that day I feel like if he biked that quick, even if he would start at 4:20, the marathon was too long.
Yeah. You're probably right. I'm not, and this isn't in no way me trying to say.
No, you're saying Patrick wouldn't have won.
No, I'm not saying that at all because you're right. He did walk quite early.
Well,
I'm just
he
trying
won
to.
with 8-minute gap, like.
Yeah. I'm just trying to. I don't know. See maybe how if.
Well, dynamics will change.
Yeah.
But I think like it's fun for podcasts to talk about what might have happened if it was 20 meters in another race, but in the end, it doesn't matter. And from now on, I think from 1st of March, it's 20 meters. So the first one is Ironman Taupo, 20 meters. Will be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah. And so we obviously spoke about the men's because I think we are a bit more educated and understand the dynamics a bit more and how it might impact.
Yeah, we don't understand women.
Well, it's a bit harder for us to. I mean, we can probably obviously share our opinion, but I guess when we're talking about the men, it's from a very educated opinion or experience. But I think, I actually think the women's. I don't know if it changes. It probably changes less, but I also think it makes it harder to see anyone else winning now the big races than either Solveig, either Lucy Charles Barclay, or Taylor Knibb. I think it's hard.
Matthews or Laura Phillip can win anymore.
No. Don't put words in my mouth.
That's what you're saying. Oh, only these three can win. You said.
Did I say that?
Well,
I think
something
I could have
similar.
said that. I may have said that. But what I'm trying to, I think it's harder. I think it's harder for anyone other than those three now to win. I think it's just. I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying Kat.
I don't
Laura
know
Phillip
because I feel like with the women, like already now, it being 12 meters, it's already quite spread out. So like a Kat Matthews or Laura Phillip already does most of the work in the group they're in at the front.
Well, this is an anomaly as well. I know, but didn't Kat sit in a lot in Kona this year?
Maybe.
I think if I remember correctly, I think I listened to her press conference, and she just said she had rubbish legs, so she couldn't. It wasn't that she didn't want to. She just had rubbish legs and couldn't in that particular race.
Yeah, but I think like she's proven in another race that she's also a really strong biker.
Yeah. Texas, she was as strong, if not stronger than Taylor Knibb.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I think your take on that they can't win anymore at all.
Yeah. I didn't think. I still stand by. I think it'll be harder for them against a Lucy, against a Kat. Against a Knibb and a Solveig.
And
I think I just think it shifts it into their favor.
I'm just curious how much it will actually change. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if it will
less than
change
people
that.
think.
Yeah, I really think so. Like in the end, in T100, you still have groups, group dynamics, you know?
Yeah.
And that might be a bit more spread out, but there's still group dynamics. And you could see on Ironman's beautifully made graph
I didn't
that
look at
had it had nothing on the y-axis, so you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
see actually. It just had like
Yeah.
some graphs that
Yeah.
anyone can draw up. That like 20 meters, it's still you still have draft benefit. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it will not be as much as on 12 meters or 60 meters, but you still have draft benefits. And I think also mental benefits as well by just trying to follow and hang on
Yeah.
to someone, which maybe an Ironman is less because you might pay for that at the end, but in a 70.3, like I think it definitely does also. Like if you have to do a 90 ktt all by yourself, or you can just try to hang on to someone, I think you go faster.
Yeah. Anyway, our bottom line takes are that Jelle's going to retire because of it, and
Aaron is happy he retired already.
I'm happy I'm retired.
No, but
And
in the end, you barely raced 12 meters. You always raced 20 meters.
I think I did.
Just Geelong.
I honestly probably did less than 5 70.3 races in my career, in my long distance career.
And Roth.
That was 20 meters, Roth.
Was it?
Was it not?
I think.
I thought for pros it's 20.
Oh, really? I just saw somewhere.
Yeah, Roth went to 20, but I thought, yeah, I can't remember. I didn't get a drafting penalty at least anyway.
No, but you did have quite some time in the race.
Well, that's 3 minutes over 4 hours. I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, no, it's interesting discussion, isn't it? But
I don't think, in the end, I think you're taking everything aside, taking the piss of what we just said then, not much is going to change. I don't think. You're still going to see the same people up. Maybe the dynamics change
so.
a little bit. Maybe a Ditlev gets away easier. A Laidlow gets away more often, and you have to chase down a bit more. But
I think it will change more the lower
yeah.
tier races. I think it will change a lot more there, like your Jenas Slavslov in Italy.
Yeah. But I think even like
Geelong.
Yeah, or I think a lot of even gold level races, it will still change. But when you get to world champs, I think it's still the same guys that are fighting for the podiums. It's still going to be the same guys fighting for the podiums.
I'd say so.
Yeah, that's that. This is your next topic.
Yeah, we were listening. Well, I was listening to the Triathlon Hour where they were dissecting Joel Filliol's latest article, where basically he was saying that like you shouldn't set PBs in January, and then this whole thing why you shouldn't, and like that it's important to keep those like race efforts for race because you only have so many in them. And I felt like their take on Joel's article, like we both have trained with Joel, like we're quite wrong on how they interpreted it. I think, yeah, especially like I remember like Sam Appleton was just saying like, oh yeah, it's like it's outdated. Like you can see Christian Blumenfeld does already train a hard in December and January, but that's just the whole thing of Joel's take. I feel like what he's saying is that you shouldn't set PBs in January because what you want to do in January, February, March, whatever these early year months is like stack on training day in, day out. Like in the end, January, February for me were the hardest months with Joel. Like it's 30 hours plus of training every single week, every day. It's like
I think basically they just missed the point of what they were trying to say, or what Joel was trying to say. The premise of what he was trying to say is don't set PBs in January. It's not don't train hard in January. Like you just said, I concur with what you said about the hardest months, other than maybe a smaller period in the middle of the year with no race blocks. The hardest by far were the months of January, February into a bit of March that we trained with Joel. And the reason you don't want to set PBs in January is so that you can bloody train hard in those months. So you can wake up the next day and go for another 5-6 hour day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day after
and
that.
do intensity. But
And
just
do intensity.
Kept the intensity, I guess. Like, don't go all out. And then another thing was like, don't race your local run races in January. And that's, I think, also because if you go all out on a race on a Sunday, you won't be able to do a hard Monday because you're tired.
Well, and
No
it's-
matter like if you go all out on a race, like you'll be tired and you need 1 or 2 easy days.
I mean, but that's also if you went all out. Like you could go and you could run from here 5K down to your park run, do your park run, 5K home, and it's just like a training session, right? But the idea that if you're doing PBs in January, I guarantee you're not doing PBs when it matters in August, September, October. I guarantee it. Like that doesn't happen. And I guarantee you that Christian Blumenfeld, whatever power, whatever speeds he's running, swimming and biking right now in January won't be what he's doing when it matters, because you can't be doing it now and also again in October. And the funny thing is that out of Greg Harper, Jack Kelly, Sam Appleton, and Vicky Holland, the only one that agreed with Joel is Vicky, and is by far the most successful athlete on that podcast
roster,
group.
yeah.
And then secondly to that, I saw Alex Yee put something on Strava. I don't know if you saw it.
I saw it.
But also concurring with Joel, don't get PBs in January. So, yeah, I think they just missed the mark on that. I think they didn't really interpret what Joel was saying. I think they took it because they said quite a lot. Why would you not be training hard in January? It's like, well, you are freaking training hard in January. It's yeah.
I texted Jack also straight away when I heard this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And did he,
I
without
didn't-
sharing his text, did he understand your point?
he said like, I'm pretty sure you guys would have trained the roof on him in January or something.
Would have what? Trained the roof?
Train the roof, or like train hard in January. I think maybe that's a Dutch saying, translate.
Train the house down, we maybe
Yeah,
say.
okay.
Yeah.
But then I didn't go in further detail because I want to discuss it here. So, Jack, you were wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm not opposed to going to do a running race or whatever in January, but the idea that if you're trying to go and set a
Yeah,
PB, I mean,
or
maybe you
even
have a
go
shit.
all out.
Yeah, or go all out, or the idea in that month is to just, like you said, keep stacking the training and train. I mean, Joel's famous saying was keeping bullets in the chamber, right? You never want to empty the chamber, ideally ever, but like certainly in training in those months, because the program is higher, the volume is higher, the quality is higher. And if you want to get through these next 3 months of high quality volume training, you can't go all out.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get it right all the time. You know, like that
my first January, February with Joel, I got injured. So I got a stress fracture in my femur.
Yeah.
But no, and that's the thing, like also like injury wise, it's too big of a risk if you go set PBs in January and try to train the house down.
Yeah.
Like injury wise, I think it's a big risk as well. So which Joel is also very like mindful of that. I think, like, doesn't he say something like minimal effective dose?
Yeah.
Which basically is like you want to train as minimal as possible to be as good as possible.
Yeah. Which again, people could skew that as not training much at all. Like Joel was a relatively high volume athlete, high volume coach, I would say.
I would say so, definitely as well. Especially because there is no off weeks or easy weeks. The only time where you had easier training is when you would go into a race.
Yeah.
And you start taper.
Yeah. I think his philosophy may have changed a little bit around that.
Yeah, we have some people doing Aaron's hedges at the moment. So maybe, hopefully, AI cuts it out. But otherwise, we're sorry for that.
Well, that probably brings us close to the end of this podcast anyway. But your Strava pick?
You go first.
I go first. So
This is funny.
Do you want to read what I wrote on the Google Docs?
So Aaron said, Aaron, Strava pic, guy that uploaded sex with his wife. You have a photo of it. Not the sex, but the Strava.
Yeah, it's on...
Did he put a photo on it as well on his Strava?
It's on Red Tube, I think. Yeah.
Why did he go so quiet?
No, he uploaded, and it was 9 minutes. What is he doing for 9 minutes? I want to know that secret. That is a long.
Well, maybe it has some foreplay in there as well.
You think so?
Well, we can see the heart rates. Does he have heart rate monitor on as well?
Yeah, he
or-
wore his heart rate. So 115 average.
Sexy time with the missus. Nothing like a little action on a Monday evening. That's so good. 24 calories. Think the wife must have done most of the work.
Yeah, 24 calories, 115 heart rate. That's
And then one guy's comment, man, what the fuck?
maybe. And then this other guy, maybe if you could get laid, you wouldn't have so much time to jerk it to my Strava.
Ooh.
Man, someone's jealous, I think.
What is his name? Marcus Kelly.
Marcus?
Is that the brother of Jack Kelly?
Who knows? But anyway, he's getting
That's
my
a good
shout
one.
out for the week. Well done. Good work. I need some tips on that 9 minutes. That's good work. That's good going.
All right. So my Strava pick is, I think some like age group triathlete from Germany or Austria. He's called Frederick Funk. I haven't heard of it, but I was quite impressed with his. So he did a session. It was 138K, 3.5 hours, with 3 by 40 minutes at Ironman pace. And the guy bloody pushes 315, 317, 317 watts.
Yeah.
That's quite good for an age group, isn't it?
Yeah, well, show me. Well,
Yeah, it's a guy called Frederick Funk.
never heard of him.
Yeah, it would be good for him if like they would extend the 20 meters in the age group race as well, I guess.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, no, good job, Frederick.
Keep it up.
Keep
maybe,
it up,
Maybe he's not far off getting his pro card.
Maybe, yeah. And next time, maybe put some recovery sexy time with the missus in there as well. And then you definitely get the shout out.
Cool. All right. Well, let's finish off with a couple of voice note questions and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, hi, Craig in Wallsend, Australia. Bit of a throwback. Just wondering if you could reflect on the start of the Tokyo Olympics with the boat in front of the pontoon, how it played out for you guys and teammates, etc. It was, pretty extraordinary to watch. And yeah, cheers. Love the pod.
Oof.
That's a painful one, Craig. You do you say this in English? You twisting the knife.
Yeah, you tweet. Yeah, yeah.
You know, and he twist the knife a little bit deeper into me. Yeah, Craig, I didn't make it on the start line. I didn't see the boat because I was home with COVID. And actually, I haven't watched back the race at all. So
Still
I
too
don't
painful.
know. Too painful. But you were there.
I was there, yeah. But I mean, you can maybe, because a lot of listeners probably actually don't know, but just a shortened version. I
All
guess.
right. Yeah. So I had, Tokyo Olympics, you needed 2 negative COVID tests before able to travel to Tokyo. And actually, the day before that I had to do both COVID tests to travel, like a couple days later, Kate got sick. And actually, I think she did like one of these rapid tests and it came back positive. So I already got quite nervous. And then I did this COVID test. I tested positive. Did another one the day after, tested positive. And then we were going to go quite early to Tokyo or to Japan already. So I still had probably about like 2 weeks till race day. And so Belgian Olympic Committee then said, okay, like just test every week. Like you had your vaccines. Every day, sorry. You had your vaccines. You might be able to test negative very quick because no one knew at the time, right? So I did like tests every single day. In the end, they all came back positive. The last test I could do to still make the briefing, I was positive. Then I didn't watch the race at all. Like I actually got into a big fight with Kate because for some reason she like woke me up in the night. And I got so mad because I couldn't fall asleep anymore because the race was happening at that time. It was in the middle of the night in Europe and I got really mad. And then the day before I tested negative before the individual race. So that meant I could still go to Tokyo to do the relay. So then I barely slept that night that you guys had your race. And then that morning I was flying to Tokyo, which I didn't sleep in the plane either. And I had jet lag. Like it was a disaster.
And also because so you're getting, because I remember this, you're getting your test done during the day, but the results would come through at the night.
Yeah.
And obviously like they get emailed to you. And so any little time you'd stir in the night, you'd wake up, like, oh, okay, I'll check my phone, and then it'll be a negative, and then you'd find it hard to fall. So yeah, really stressful period. So even if I think it would have been tough, even if you had then tested negative by the time you could travel. It's just you had an ordeal that week. It would have been up against it to be at your best, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had a good race.
Yeah, well, you never know, but like it's not the ideal preparation you want leading into Olympic Games. But to your question, Craig, and shout out to Wallsend, hometown. I went to Wallsend High School. It's a bit of a blur, to be honest, and I just remember because we don't know exactly when they're about to start, but they have that music, the heartbeat music that a lot of people are familiar with, and it stopped. And I'm like, wait, there's a boat still literally in the middle of the pontoon, but it was reversing across. So it was the coverage boat, and I was off to the right, and it was moving from the right to left. So it had gone past me, and I'm like, well, sweet, I'm in the clear now. And then the horn went, and I'm like, right, F it, I'm going. And obviously the people just to the left of me that had a boat in front of them, they're like, some of them are like diving in and going underneath the boat. The others to the left are like, fuck, what do we do? And so half stayed on the pontoon, half started swimming. And I was pretty certain I was going to get called back, but you don't want to be the one that's still left on the pontoon. And I just swam as hard as I could. Kayakers came in, stopped it, and then we went back. But I think it was actually quite a moment where, you're standing on the Olympic pontoon, and it is everything that you think it would be in terms of this massive adrenaline rush, the massive amount of nerves, the massive amount of moment of being, holy shit, I'm standing at an Olympic start. I'm like, I'm getting a bit of goosebumps now, actually just thinking about it. And then this happens, and you look around and you just start laughing. Like, that's all you can do. Like, you laugh to the person that you're standing next to on the start line. You're like, fucking hell, that's never happened. And now it happened at the Olympic Games. So it was kind of like a bit of an icebreaker. I don't know if icebreaker is the right word, but, a bit of a stress reliever or whatever. And then you just kind of like got back onto the pontoon and kind of laughed and went, well, we've got that moment out of the way, because that's always the most stressful part of a race, isn't it? Like that 15 seconds when the heartbeat sounds and then the music stops and the impending gun is about to go. That's where this whole build up of nerves
But
is.
now you had to do it twice though. Or did that
No, but then I
say?
think that knocked it all out. Yeah. For me at least anyway. And I think for most people.
Who did you think had the most benefit? The people that stayed on the pontoon and didn't swim, or the ones that did swim and had a bit of an extra warm-up, I guess? Because you swam back easy, I guess.
Yeah, you swam back easy. I don't think either.
Okay.
Really, I don't think we didn't swim far enough to...
How far did you swim?
20 seconds.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't far.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we swim a little bit more, but like you're kind of swimming up in your head looking like what's going on kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe there was like 15 seconds of flat out and then looking around going, I think we're going to stop here. But yeah, that was a bit of a shit show. And to be honest, like we laugh about it now, but it could have been extreme. Like that's a big motor, a propeller. That people dove right into.
That's crazy.
Like we could be, and this is like we said on the Olympic Games start line, like people do anything to get away, like to start, like to get off to a good start. Like people could risk going, and you don't know what the boat driver could have done in that panic. He could have, Anyway, it actually could have been
much worse.
Much worse, but it put us on the front and back page of every single paper for around the world for a good couple of days. So
and it's twice. No, we also got on the front paper in Paris of the shit Sena.
True. Yeah. All right, but good question, Craig. And we'll do one more before wrapping up.
Hi guys, Jason coming to you from all the way up the road in Labrador. Just a bit of a fun one. If you had to give up one of the two, which would it be? Custom aero bars and wind tunnel testing, or carbon plated super shoes? And also wondering, which one do you think would have the greatest effect on your actual overall performance? Cheers.
That is a good question, isn't it? It depends. Like now I've done already quite a bit of aero testing, and even if I have to swap my TT bars over for non-custom, like I still am in or can go for the similar position. So probably if I could choose now, I would choose that. But then if I was starting my middle distance career, it's a really tough Because
question.
how it's a good question. How much do you think you win with carbon plated shoes compared to a non-carbon plated best shoe you would have at the moment, like with lots of foam? 3 seconds a kilometer?
Maybe
4?
yeah, about that. 3 to 4 seconds a kilometer.
So that's 40 seconds for 10. So a minute 20 on. Then I think it's aero testing.
It is aero test.
And
it's a subjective opinion, but I also agree.
yeah,
But I think also the benefits that we see in carbon shoes aren't just in racing. It's like
true.
what you can do in training, how you can back up your training, the speeds you can run in at training. So there's
And
that
also-
element to it as well.
I'd say during a race, not just being able to run faster, but probably also your.
Recovery.
Well, no, but during the race, like the last 5K, your legs might be less tired than if you would race.
Yeah.
Especially those racing flats you used to race in. They were 120 grams and had no support at all.
Yeah. But I'm still probably leaning towards
aero
aero
testing
testing,
and
aero bars. Yeah.
personalized aero bars.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I think without either, I think you can't be competitive though nowadays.
well, especially with the 20-meter rule now.
But don't you think? Like, if you had to
no,
take
for
one of them
sure.
away,
You can't have, because both is gonna be a minute or more. Well, 2 minutes or more probably in the middle of this, and like in an Ironman it's gonna be 5 minutes.
yeah.
At least. And
I mean, maybe
That's-
competitive is a stretch, right? Like,
competitive, maybe yes, but like really being able to fight for the win at World Champs, nah,
you can't do it.
no way. It's part of the game. Like,
Yeah.
and that's a bit the hard thing with like, because wind tunnel testing and these custom air bars, it is bloody expensive. It is an investment, and yeah, I guess it sets it makes the difference, between the top who can afford it or who gets it sponsored, and like the up and coming, like it's even harder,
Yeah.
But then I did win Taupo 70.3 World Champs without ever being in a
in a wind
wind
tunnel.
tunnel.
But you invested a fair bit of time in like getting the position decent. Didn't you do some stuff with Bart?
Yeah, I did aero testing on the road with Bart.
Yeah.
So I did put effort.
But that was 12 meters, so like, yeah.
That's true. I wouldn't have won it if it was 20.
All right, that's about us for this week's episode. We are at 530 subscribers on YouTube, so we've ticked that milestone. We are just a few thousand hours away from being able to charge you for our content. So keep those subscriptions and watch hours coming through. Get those voice note questions in on SpeakPipe over on our Instagram page, and we will catch you all again next week.